We have waited for months as Pam Bondi and Kash Patel sat on the Epstein files, reportedly redacting them in Winchester, Virginia, and today, Jake Tapper reports that Dems in the House Oversight Committee are continuing to take it into their own hands and release files. A new flood of files will be released, starting today with the ones that I'll show you in just 1 second. Jake Tapper says, "Source tells me this morning, House Oversight Committee Dems will release some pics and videos from the U.S. Virginia Islands as part of the Epstein document release. Oversight Dems will begin releasing approximately 5,000 documents from two banks and Virgin Islands AG over the next days and weeks, per same source." We're going to dig into that in just 1 second, but FBI Director Kash Patel is in an increasingly perilous position as more reports come out showing that his FBI is utterly rudderless, just no leadership whatsoever. We heard that the FBI under Kash Patel has reportedly become internally paralyzed by fear. It is a rudderless ship where he is throwing tantrums. There are also reports that Trump was weighing the ouster of Kash Patel, but upon these reports leaking, Trump came out and doubled down, saying he actually loves Kash Patel. Well, that was a huge mistake because we now are getting more and more reports from Democrats into Kash Patel's really shady business. Take a listen to Senator Chris Murphy.
House Democrats are investigating his use of the FBI private jet, now demanding he pay the government back after using it for what they call personal trips, which have been documented by FlightAware and others about the use of the plane, reportedly to see his girlfriend perform at a wrestling event and for hunting and golf trips. He does deny any wrongdoing, says he's restricted from commercial air travel. What do you see right now for where this is going and his leadership of the FBI?
Well, we've probably never seen an FBI director care so little about his job as Kash Patel. He does seem to be spending most of his time gallivanting around the country, visiting his girlfriend, going on golf trips with his buddies, getting as close to the MAGA celebrity world as is humanly possible.
It's worth pointing out, to add on to this, when he is doing his work, he seems way in over his head. He's got these wide eyes, like he's really worried somebody's going to ask him what's going on, because he has no clue what's going on any of the time.
And he's racking up all these huge bills on us, the taxpayers, right? These are ordinary, average Americans, plumbers, teachers, pipe fitters who are paying the bills for his celebrity lifestyle. He could simply choose not to take these trips and to focus his time on his job, protecting the American people, or he could pay back the taxpayers. I mean, he's probably a pretty rich guy because he's spent a lot of his life hawking cash merchandise, trying to profit off of his proximity to Donald Trump. He certainly has the cash to pay back the poor people, the middle class families who are fronting his lavish lifestyle. Yeah, I think, part of the reason that Trump's approval ratings are continuing to sink is because they're watching, these really unserious people, from Pete Hegseth to Kash Patel, caring about a lot of other things than protecting us.
Trump himself cares more about the ballroom, so now Senate Democrats on the Foreign Relations Committee, like Chris Murphy, are trying to push Kash Patel into repaying the taxpayer dollars. Ken points out it's worth remembering that President Bill Clinton fired FBI Director William Sessions over his use of an FBI plane, FBI driver, and the installation of a taxpayer-funded security system for his home. How far things have fallen. When Bill Clinton fired FBI Director William Sessions, it was for doing way less than Kash Patel had done. Kash Patel assigned a SWAT team to his girlfriend. I remember there's an article explaining how Hillary Clinton had a months-long controversy in 1992 because a decade prior, she had made like a few $1,000s in profit on cattle futures. A few $1,000s in profit was a months-long scandal. Now, Melania Trump makes $40 million just like that on an Amazon deal when Jeff Bezos is trying to clearly impress Trump, and it's not even in the news cycle. Donald Trump pardons person after person after person. They happen so rapidly that it's not even covered in the news cycle. We'll continue to cover it on the Adam Mockler channel. That's when we learned today that House Oversight Democrats just released never-before-seen photos and videos from Jeffrey Epstein's island in the U.S. Virgin Islands, including one room in his home that contained a dentist chair. Redactions are from the committee. Keep in mind, the last drop that we got, the last few at least, have been the emails that had Trump's name littered throughout them. And then Epstein's birthday book from his 50th birthday, where Donald Trump sent him a signature as the pubes of a woman who looked to be underage. Just some really disgusting stuff. But if you want to stay updated as the committee continues to release more and more Epstein documents, make sure you subscribe below. Let's dig into some of these photos. They're all eerily creepy. It's like a liminal space from a horror game. Something about these Epstein rooms on the Virgin Islands, seem to be really creepy and eerie. Oddly clean to a creepy degree. Another one. It looks like it could be a Stanley Kubrick movie. This is just the first of thousands of files that are reportedly going to come out. A lot of payments as well. This is a whiteboard, reportedly with victims' names on it, and it reads a few things. Appear, music, deception, power, truth, plants. It seems to read plants, intellectual, political, financial. I think that reads. Some of it rather incoherent, some of it redacted by the House Oversight Committee before it was released. We also have this really creepy photo. I don't know why a lot of the photos have to have this creepy dentist vibe or doctor's office vibe, but look at. I mean, I should have put like a creepy warning before, but I think I talked about it enough. There's a face on the wall, a bunch of faces on the wall. If you look in the background, what type of weird shit was going on at this island? And I wonder what else will be released. Again, according to Jake Tapper, we have approximately 5,000 documents from 2 banks and Virgin Islands coming over the next days and weeks. Donald Trump's name has been in the Epstein Black Book, in the files, in the birthday book, in the emails. Epstein was emailing about Trump saying he knew about the girls. So we'll see as the drops continue. Every single time one of the Epstein releases drops, it feels like Trump gets increasingly cornered and he hits another bump where he just goes downhill over and over and over. He screams at reporters, yells, quote unquote, quiet piggy, or you're a terrible person, over simple questions about his connection to one of the most prolific sex traffickers in global history, Jeffrey Epstein. Donald Trump was best friends with him throughout the peak of his sex trafficking. And now, as the timeline continues to be added up, it doesn't look very pretty for Trump. Trump knew that Virginia Giuffre was being groomed, continued to become friends with Jeffrey Epstein, continued to say that Jeffrey Epstein was a good guy who liked to have fun, who liked him young, continued to brag about himself, Donald Trump, walking in the dressing rooms of beauty pageants, continued to brag about grabbing women because they let him do it. So the timeline doesn't look too pretty, and we will stay on it every single day. All that I ask is that you drop a like below. Make sure you subscribe to the Adam Mockler feed. I love each and every single one of you, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.